I'm not sure where we are, but it's very pretty. Well, going where the sat-nav's telling us. It's a two-way street, so... Got my little sticker there at Resia, which is a beautiful place for a stop, and amazing little hot dogs. They're so good. So now we've just passed Resia, which is a bit of an iconic spot right up in the north of Italy, and we are heading for the border, which is the Austrian border. And then, unfortunately, going straight through Austria, but I'm sure the roads are going to be brilliant. But now straight through Austria and then on to the Neuenstein Castle, which is expected to be extremely beautiful to see. Gosh, there's some big mountain. I suppose we've got to go through the Alps again, haven't we? I suppose the Austrian Alps this time. Might have to get the winter suit out again, the waterproof suit, because it is very good at keeping you warm. Because it keeps the wind out, which is great. It is quite windy today, but I'm assuming it's because this is in the middle of a valley, and the wind is just rushing down through the valley, and it's hitting us head on. But we're okay, we're doing well, we're making fairly good time. A couple of hours now to the castle, and then there's a couple of hours from there on to where we're staying tonight. Strange is that we are still in Italy by a few miles, but yet pretty much all the signs are German, and the look of buildings is German. Maybe I'm just misreading it somewhat, but it's almost like the influence from the Austrian side of the border is quite heavy here, rather than the other way around. It'd be interesting to see whether we get the other side of the border at Austria and there is an Italian influence. It's super pretty, super pretty. I think, in fact I'm pretty sure, this is the Austrian border. Maybe wrong, yeah, Austrisch. I think we're in Austria now. Austria! Well, that pisses all over Cheddar Gorge, doesn't it? Oh my god, amazing. You know what, you think you go through roads in Switzerland, you think they can't get any better, you get to Italy and you think actually some of these roads are awesome, and then you get to Austria and again it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. Do like a tunnel though, the Austrians, just like the Swiss. They love a tunnel, but they do nice curvy tunnels. They're cool. Oh my days, look at this. Oh dear god, these roads. I'm really sorry, I know these videos are just a series of oohs and ahs and wows from me, but Jesus Christ, it's just when you know, some of the roads in the UK are great, don't get me wrong, there are some really nice roads and some lovely roads, but they're so busy and generally poorly maintained that you can't really enjoy them as much. But here it's so quiet on the roads, it's so well looked after, probably because they don't have the same volume of traffic. Oh, sweeping bend after sweeping bend. I'm glad that Karen's on the back. We had the intercoms turned off for a little while because she's going to give herself a bit of a rest. She's got a bit of a headache, but I think it's because she was tensed up through the Stelvio pass for quite a bit of it, so I think she's just giving herself a bit of a tension headache. But yeah, you could come here on a fast bike or any motorbike and a fast car, and you could tear these roads up. Obviously being careful, but you miss a lot of it. You just see the road and you just see the tarmac in front of you. But actually slowing down, and I've said this in videos before, slowing down, looking around you, that's when you build memories. And we are just building the best memories, seeing these sights and this scenery. Just seeing a sign that says San Moritz this way, it's like, it's mind-blowing, you know. A few days ago I was seeing a sign for Cribbs Causeway in Bristol on my way to work, or a sign for Glastonbury, and nothing against Glastonbury, but this is like San Moritz, and it's just another world. I love it, absolutely love it. So I was sat in the hotel room last night in Bormio, and I noticed that Ice Diddy, a channel that I really enjoy watching, I put up a latest video, and it sort of sounded like he was a bit disinterested, or a bit low when it came to YouTube and the channel, and I watched it and I really enjoyed it. I love his stuff. I think he needs to understand that there are a lot of people out there that really enjoy his videos, but views are hard to come by. But he said something that I said about 4 years ago when I first started my channel, 4 years ago. I know, it's flown by, which is, this is my video diary, and anyone is welcome to come along with me during that journey. But this is for those days where, you know, I can barely remember my own name, let alone remember who I was and what I did in the past. But also, I feel that if my grandparents had had the opportunity to have a video diary when they were young, it's the sort of thing that I would love to watch right now, because you miss your family when they're gone. And I just thought, you know, we've got the opportunity now to have a whole life on video for generations in the future to watch. Friends, family, whoever. But this is my video diary. So to Nick, Ice Diddy, just keep doing what you're doing. You're you know, people are enjoying watching your stuff. I love it, and I know a lot of other people love it. You're an absolute character, and I've met you a couple of times, and I consider you an absolute friend as well. So keep going. It's hard. You know, you say you've been doing it 2 years. It took me, I think, 3 and a bit years, or 3 years to get to 1,000 subscribers. But as you get sort of 500 subscribers on, it then speeds up slightly. So, you know, when you get to 500, it then picks up to 1,000. When you get to 1,000, it picks up towards 1,500, and so on. I mean, when I first started watching Samabag73, I don't think he had 1,000 subscribers, but you know, he's a great channel and a great bloke and an absolute top banana in all respects, and he's grown his channel now and it's massive. You know, he is a big motor vlogger now, much as he'd probably hate me saying that and would refuse to agree with me. He's superb. So just keep going, Nick. You're doing great. Everyone loves you. You're an absolute character, and we enjoy watching your videos. especially when you have your little moans about stuff, because no one likes anything more than to actually listen to people complain about the stuff that they're too afraid to complain about, but agree with you 100%. Wondering whether Saddlebag 73 has actually arranged a bike tour through this region on this very day. The only reason I ask is because this is not Western Super Motovlogs weather. This is Saddlebag 73 weather. So I'm guessing I'm going to pass him at some point, because that would be the only reason that we'd be experiencing such glorious, wonderful, superb, stunning sunshine. So if you are in the area, Saddlebags, thanks very much. I really do appreciate it. What in the pointy McPoint face is that? Jesus Christ, that is a Toblerone mountain. That's just incredible. One thing that is important to mention is, although Austria is a fantastically beautiful place with incredible roads, petrol's really expensive. Of all the European countries, and I think I include Switzerland in this, Austria is the most expensive place for petrol. I could be wrong, but that's just how I'm feeling it when I'm watching the gauges go up when I'm filling up. We haven't actually stopped for anything in Austria yet, apart from petrol, so I don't know if everything else is expensive, but certainly something to bear in mind. What I would have done if I'd known is actually filled up in Italy. Jesus, look at that view. Filled up in Italy and then ridden through Austria without needing to top up. But then again, I don't even know how expensive Germany's going to be either. Chris Tarrance. So yeah, it is expensive. Switzerland was quite expensive. Italy seemed really cheap, and that's not just petrol, that's everything, food, just everything. Italy was cheap. I was expecting it to be really expensive, but far from it. First one, we stopped for a coffee and a can of Coke just after coming over the borders. This is the first one you stop at. It was €4 for a coffee and a can of Coke. I mean, you can't buy a coffee in the UK for £4. The thing to bear in mind as well is, very similar to Switzerland, you have to get a vignette to drive through Austria. You don't have to get it, but if you're going to use the motorways you need it, because if you get stopped you get fined. The beauty of Austria though is that whereas in Switzerland you have to get a vignette for a year, which is only 40 Swiss francs, which is about £38 I think, in Austria you can get it by the day, or the week, or the month, or the year. So it only costs £6 for a day's vignette to travel through Austria, which I think is pretty good, and I don't mind paying when the roads are as good as they are. Both the country roads like this, the motorways, they're just unbelievable. And I don't know if, I can't remember if I videoed it, but I've been through some roadworks. The speed limits on the roadworks dropped down to 30 kph, which sounds really slow, it's 20 miles an hour, but there are people working, and it's not like the roadworks back home where you'll have 5 miles of cones and not one person lifting a finger to do anything within them, apart from the, well, sorry, not apart from, but it just creates huge tailbacks and huge problems for no reason. So there are people working, there are people constantly doing it, constantly relaying the roads to keep them as fantastic as they are. So it's worth every penny. And look at the scenery. I mean, shit me, it's just glorious here. Oh, we've turned off to head towards the German border following Google Maps, and it's taken us into this village which is just stunning, absolutely stunning. They take pride in their homes, and that's something I don't think we see enough in Britain. People are always too busy or financially struggling too much to be able to spend some time and money and effort just keeping your community looking like this. Look at these houses and the paint schemes on them, they're just incredible. It's very touristy. I'm not surprised. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Again, I can't decide whether I prefer Swiss roads or Austrian roads. Really torn. All I do know is it's better than the M5. Wave. I was just going to say it's one of those things that go up and down the mountain, but then I realised there's a dirty great castle up there as well. Yeah. Ah, the roads are getting cheeky. I think we're getting close to Germany. Welcome to Deutschland! Bundesrepublik Deutschland, this is Germany! And another country! Oh my god! Wunderbar! Guten Tag! Eine kleine Nachtmusik! That's pretty much me done for German. Zwei Bier bitte. Oh my god, how easy is that? God, we just flew through Austria. I liked Austria, except for the petrol prices. Ah, and it's just as pretty and magnificent as I expected it to be. feel like we should be reciting the German national anthem, but I only know the first two words, and both of those are Deutschland. Oh my god, look, is it there? Space there for bikes, but I don't know, is that a roundabout or is that I think that's parking that way. Let's just find a parking space and then walk around, yeah? Lovely. Oh, danke, danke. Just thinking, we've just done the Stelvio pass and I drop it, got on a fucking car park. That's perfect. Oh, love. Right. Well done, you. You coped with it when you weren't feeling very well.
Well done, love. Yeah.
But that was the Neuenstein Castle. We just wanted to come and see it and have a sit down and a break, and it's absolutely gorgeous up in the hills. Looks stunning. Now we've got one more stop before our short trip to the hotel for tonight, and I'm going to take you to a field, but I will explain why when we get there. Well, it may just look like a field, and it is just a field, but this is where the scene was filmed in The Great Escape, where Steve McQueen was trying to escape from the Germans on a motorcycle, and the jump, I think, was just round there, over there on that bit of field there. Now I need to turn round up here and I'll show you the hut that he hid behind and the little triangle of road where the German army missed him. Oh, U-turns aren't a problem now after doing the Stelvio pass. So here's the triangle where the German army went through. Obviously there's slight differences with the distances, but that there is the hut that he hid behind with his motorbike, waited for the German army to ride through. They went down this way here. Obviously the roads are different now because it was all dirt track then, or gravel track. Those are the mountains in the distance that you can see, and this is where they filmed part of The Great Escape, one of the greatest war films, and also a motorcycle link as well. Right, so now we are continuing to our destination, to the hotel in Friedrichshafen. So I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm sure I'll be told otherwise if it is wrong. But yeah, it's just a field, but we can now say we've been to probably the most iconic Steve McQueen motorcycle scene ever filmed in history, and one of my favourite films. You've got to go that way for a wank. Wank! Where do you live? I live in Wank. I'm just turning left for a wank. Is she? Oh, right, okay.